Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and boxing capital of the world. Well, we have our co-host with us, Shel Steve, and a surprise guest for you guys. I mean, we got something very different, something we never had here before. We're talking about the Magic Man, a magician by the name of Murry Sawchuk. Murry Sawchuk, yes. Welcome to the show, buddy.
How are you? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, it's not every day that we had the honor to bring somebody on the show like you, with your talent, with your with knowledge and wisdom of the magic. The magic was something that's really, everybody gets entertained with. I don't care if you're a year old, 100 years old, you love it all the time.
It seems that way, or either you want to figure out how it's done, one or the other, you know.
Yeah, so now you know Shelley, I called Shel Steve when she was performing on the ship, that you get to meet him.
Yes, that was 18 years ago.
Oh, a long
I can't
time
believe
ago.
we still look the same.
I know, I've changed a bit. Thank God.
I know.
Like fine wine.
It was absolutely amazing.
So tell me, so now how do you get started with the magic? I mean,
You know, like any kid, you know, you get, you know, for Christmas or your birthday, you get a Magic Kit, or you get a Hot Wheels car, or maybe as a girl, you get a Barbie or a hair thing, and you know you're a bit hairdresser, I don't know. So I got this Magic Kit, and I just didn't put it down, you know.
You're talking about a hairdresser. You know, what kind of hairdresser?
I know exactly. It's like the hair club for men, before and after. See, that's what it is.
I got the same hairdresser too.
Exactly. Save a lot of money on hair products there, though.
But anyway, so tell me, so you performed here on the Strip in Las Vegas for over 20 years.
22 years, yeah. I started at the Frontier Hotel in 2002. Was there, and then I moved, and I was at the guest act in the show called The Crazy Horse from Paris, and that was at the MGM Grand for many years. It started as La Femme, it was called, and they moved it to The Crazy Horse from Paris. Very famous show from Paris. It's still there, actually. And then over from Amazing John, then a bunch of other places, and then I was at the Tropicana for the last 12 years. In between that 12 years, I went to Planet Hollywood for 3 years, and they just shut that hotel down now, so now we're moving to a new hotel in the next few months. So.
Now, I understand you were also on the America's Got Talent. You were one of the finalists, right?
Yeah, back in 2010 when the show was only, God, it was 5 years old, you know, and I remember at that point we had 22.5 million viewers live.
And today they have how many?
They have about 8 million. It's gone down quite a bit because there's more TV and more stuff, but 8 million is still a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, so, but 22, you just don't really understand how many that is live viewing.
How did it feel being a finalist on the America's Got Talent?
It was wild. It was exciting. You know, you don't realize that your studio audience is only 500 people, you know, but it's after when you leave the studio and you're at the airport going home or something and somebody recognizes you and they make a joke about you and go, how do they, and then when you realize it happens, almost every 5 or 6 people come up to you and talk to you, you realize, wow, it's literally overnight, you know, that exposure you can't beat, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I tell you, I remember the time when we first met. You were like the first magician that I'd ever seen, like up close and personal.
Sure.
And because we were on the ship together for so long, for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And we just bonded, you know. I have such great memories of those days because we just love at first sight.
Yeah, we did Singapore and Vietnam and all those cool places.
Yeah, I was just thinking, we used to go to lunch together, dinner together, the pool, the hot tub.
Yeah.
I remember your assistant.
That's right.
And remember, there was another magician there. I think y'all were doing a crossover or something. Z Denick.
Yeah, Z Denick. He's still around.
I remember his little son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Z.
Little Z, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was in love with your assistant.
Oh, yes.
Remember Anna Stonkus?
Yeah, she's still in town.
Really?
She lives in Vegas now.
Oh,
she just had a baby about a year ago. Yeah, and she's married now and all that. And she still works for Cirque and does all that stuff. Yeah, isn't that wild? What a small world,
she used to come over to the hot tub and go,
that's right.
Anna Stonkus.
Yes. How cute is that, right? Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's wild.
So you've done so much since you've been here in Vegas, and we were so happy for you and your success. So tell everybody what you're doing now here in Vegas.
Well, we just opened up a new show, which is called Murry's Misfits, which is a variety show. And nothing, I didn't reinvent the wheel. Something you'd see back like in the vaudeville days, you know. And I always love that. All my friends are misfits. We're always, you know, the ones who don't do a normal job like us sitting here. And so I thought, let's put a show together. And Centerfolds liked my show, and my wife's show's in there as well, called A Touch of Burlesque. And so I said, well, I have this show you guys are welcome to have, you know. And I couldn't bring my show in there because I'm with Laugh Factory still, and I'm waiting for them to find a new hotel and then go with them. But this show is something I produce. So yes, that's every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 7 o'clock. And then this weekend I open tonight at Wise Guys Comedy Club, which is at Town Center. They have two, one downtown and one in Town Center. So tonight we open up 7:30 at Town Center and do a couple nights there. And then next week I'm down in Palm Springs at Fantasy
So
Springs.
if somebody wants to reach out to you to get to the show, there, your reservation, you got a website?
Yeah, you can go right to murrymagic.com. Everything's there on my, or just Google Murray the Magician. You'll see more than you ever want to see.
Good.
I think we have a little clip of something that you might have done from somewhere. We can see if Rick can pull it up, and he'll let us know when he gets it, and we can put it up on the screen so people can actually see some of the things that you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Magic Man.
Yeah.
Rick, you gotta put out the Magic Man.
Live from Las Vegas, Murray the Magician,
What's up, Las Vegas?
where magic and comedy collide.
Come on!
As seen on America's Got Talent, Pawn Stars, and Masters of Illusion. With over 2 billion online views and over 3 million followers. The misfit of show business.
1, 2, 3. It's gone. 1, 2, 3. It's back. That's it. A lot of people don't believe it's a real wiener. Ma'am, touch my wiener. It's like a redneck breathalyzer. If you can do it, you're okay.
Hilarious comedy. And mind-blowing tricks.
Check that out, huh? Who's your magician? And that's my aptitude test, you guys.
Murray the Magician. Coming to your screen for the first time with his 1-hour comedy special.
It's gone!
All right.
That's Wesley's favorite thing when you
It's
go,
gone.
it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he still says it every
Still
day.
my tagline, yeah. That was actually shot at the Plaza Hotel downtown.
Oh,
One of my
wow.
favorite hotels in Vegas, and Jonathan is the CEO. He said, we'd love to have you there. So we shot that one there, and then I shot my second comedy special, which is coming on the next few months at South Point, over with Michael Lovenatti and Michael Gahn and all that, who's been around for years. So yeah.
That's with Dennis Bono, my good friend Dennis Bono.
Dennis is wonderful. He's got a great show there.
Yeah,
And his wife,
exactly.
Lorraine, dear friends of mine. Yeah, very good
I
people.
know him for 25 years, yeah.
Yeah, such good people, right? Yeah.
He'd be performing his show there every Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
At 2 o'clock, I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, with
Every
Corey
day.
Sachs and the rest of the gang and the band, and always bring my dear friends, the Bronx Wanderers, play there as well, the lounge, and it's great, yeah.
Nice, nice.
You guys out there, watch that Dennis Bono show at the South Point Hotel every Thursday at 2 o'clock. My friend Dennis Bono and Lorraine, we love you guys. Lorraine Hunt, former, she was a politician.
counselor, yeah.
She was not a counselor at one time, but she was also the deputy. She was to the lieutenant governor.
Yeah, I know, isn't that great?
Lieutenant governor,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of her. I mean, she's come to my house and hang out. Her and her husband, we had a good time with her.
Nice.
Yeah,
And her family's legendary here with her mother and
her mother
the
was,
restaurant
was a
and all
cook
that, yeah.
at the
Bootlegger.
Bootlegger.
She owns the
Bootleggers.
yeah.
Bootlegger
Yeah.
restaurant still there, very popular.
Yeah.
They still have a club on the back there.
They do. They have the whole complex is there. It's great. They have shows there and great food, and it's a great hang. They got music every night, you know. So
Yeah. Because
great night.
one of our good friends, Clint Holmes,
Oh, love
performs.
Clint.
He's there a lot with his wife.
Oh yeah, Kelly. She's
Kelly.
great. I just did her show. She has her own show over at the Composer Showroom
Right.
now.
Yeah, she's
And I just did that.
she's like an agent, like a talent agent. She books a lot of individuals.
Oh, Kelly does. I did not know that. Okay. Oh,
She
very
does
good, yeah.
bookings for a lot of locations. Yeah.
That's good. No, she's lovely. Her and her husband
Yeah,
are
she is
wonderful.
very nice.
Yeah, you can't beat them.
Yeah,
you know?
Clint Holmes, I'll tell you, he's been
Yeah.
I met him at the fight when I was refereeing some big fights, and we became friends. And
Oh yeah.
we talk every so often. Yeah, very good guy.
Even Earl Turner, he's wonderful as well.
Oh,
Earl Turner,
yeah.
another good
Love
guy.
Earl. Yeah, he's on the road right now. He's on a ship in Alaska. I think I saw him bike riding on a video
Really?
around Alaska somewhere. Yeah, he always gets out, gets his exercise. But I love Earl as well.
It's
Yeah.
amazing how Vegas has so many cruise ship
Yeah.
entertainers all here in one spot. We
Of
all
course.
met out on the high seas.
That's
Now we're
right.
all here. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Well, you know, cruise ships are our version of vaudeville. You know what I mean? That's really where, you know, that a lot of work is done, and it's a great the theaters on these ships. You know, when I
Yeah.
started on ships, I'm sure like you guys, it was a lounge, and that was the main theater. It was only 450 people. The ship maybe held 650. There's only 7 decks on the cruise ship, so it was actually it was still a boat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
It was
right.
not like these floating hotels now where they have, you know, 18, 20 floors,
Yeah.
and you don't see each other ever on the ship. Whereas these ones after
4,000
the
or
end of the week,
5,000
you know.
people on the ship. Eh?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's wild. It's so big now, you know. And the theaters are state of the art. You know, I do miss, you know, those days where the smaller rooms. And I got to meet a lot of people. I remember doing a show with Lionel Hampton, and he came on a jazz cruise. I think Doc Sefferson was there, and Lionel, and a bunch of these guys. And it was I was only 19, so I didn't know a lot about the jazz world, but I knew they were really good. And now I look back and go, my God, I can't believe I had a whole week with these people.
Yeah, we were the same when you did the jazz cruise. Yeah, I was just amazed.
Well,
yeah.
we're going to go to a little quick break, but before we go to break, we want to have, just to let you know, don't go away, because our magic man, Murry's going to do something special for you. It will blow you away. Come right back.
We are Integrity Solar America, a veteran-owned business and experts in solar energy. We'll give you honest advice and tell you if solar is right for your home. And we'll educate you on how the 30% federal tax credit really works. Integrity Solar can install your system with zero down and no out-of-pocket cost. Visit integritysolar.america.com or call us at 1-800-988-1569. 1-800-988-1569.
Well, welcome back again to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and boxing capital of the world. I get with my co-host, Shel Steve, and my special guest today, Murry Sawchuk. Murry, you are a amazing guy. With Shelley told me that she knew you for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And you guys performed together on the show. She said, Joe, I got a special guest. Somebody going to come with some talent. And I said, okay, great. She told me all about it. I said, oh, man, that'd be the first and probably the only musician we're going to get on our show. Can you tell me a little bit? Can you do a little trick for us?
Sure. Do you have some money?
Money?
Yes, perfect.
I'm always ready, buddy.
Perfect. What do you got? 5? Let me use that for a second. My parents always said I could always make the money disappear ever since I was born. I was a magician even before I even knew I was a magician. I always get a $5 bill. Here's something really cool. Take this 5, right? And you fold it in half so we'll keep it so the camera can stay focused. And of course, the camera will not cut away, so you guys know there's no camera tricks or anything fun like that. Take this 5 and you give it a little squeeze. That's all you gotta do. Right. Just like that's all you gotta do. You like this, and you give it a little bend like that. Comes through here, right? Comes through there like that, like that, like this. Really, this is the best part of the whole thing. If I could do this, we'd stay at home all day, Joe. Right here, like this, like that, like that. Like
Whoa.
that.
Whoa.
You made a $5 bill into a $100 bill.
Oh, my
See, that's how you do it.
God.
All right. We can do it all day long, man.
That's how I make money.
Hey.
See, thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. See? That's how we do it. See? Isn't that great?
That's great. Oh
I
my
know.
God. My
love
grandsons
Isn't that great?
absolutely
Love that.
love Murry. Murray's like the kindest, sweetest
Here's your
magician
5 back.
ever.
Oh
my
I'm keeping the
God.
100. That's how I make money. See, we do it all day. We can actually,
We can do it all
don't have
day
to
long.
go to work at all.
He's hired. He's on the team now.
I know.
Exactly, yeah.
Whenever my grandkids come to town, they're like, "Can we go see Murray?" And I'm like, "Okay, let me give him a call." And then
Yeah.
he always like brings them down to the show,
Yeah.
and they're like always so amazed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you give any classes for youngsters coming up that want to learn about?
Not often. I mean, on my YouTube channel, which is Magic Murry, which has been online for years, we do have certain segments on there where we teach tricks that you can learn. And the nice thing about learning online is, you roll it back and kind of watch. If you missed a move, you can go back.
Magic Murry, yeah?
Magic Murry, yeah. And on YouTube, we got about 1.2 million followers or something like that.
Good.
And it's been good to me. But yeah, anybody who asks me if they want some help with something, I'm more than happy to help them.
Do you put shows after show? You up-to-date shows? Yes.
Yeah, no, I do certain shows on there, but there's 2 channels I have. I have the Magic Murry channel where I do pranks. I prank a bunch of people because people like that stuff.
Yeah,
It
the
worked
prank.
well for us. I did it for about 8 years. But then I also have another channel which is just my TV stuff, which is just my old performances and
Right.
stuff like that. So because I just signed. We're filming in about 3 weeks my 11th season on Masters of Illusion on CW.
Wow.
So we're shooting that September 11th back in LA, and I can't believe it's been on for 11 years now. So I've been very lucky. So
That's great.
it's got to keep hustling. It never ends.
So you have your own YouTube channel?
Yeah, Magic Murry. Yeah.
Magic Murray. You have
Magic
over
Murray.
1 million followers, huh?
Yeah, one time we got to 1.2 now. Something like that. Yeah.
Great. That's great.
Yeah, or no, 1.8 million. That's where we're at. 1.8. Yeah.
That's great. That's
So-
good. How long have you been having that show?
On YouTube. YouTube we started back in 2015, and that people don't realize when you do a YouTube channel, it's a job. It really is a job to be original and different and unique, and you always got to figure out a hook. Why people want to watch you. You know, it's always that way with social media. People think, oh, grandma uploaded a little clip of their grandson and it went viral. It's very rare that happens. There's usually a system to make that work and make it to go viral. It's a whole other education and knowledge to do that, you know.
Everybody's telling me, Joe, do something about referee, how to become a referee.
Okay.
I refereed for 35 years, you know. I refereed over 176 world championship fights.
Yeah.
And that's a lot in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, with over 1,000 professional fights. And I did it for this. People say, Joe, you have your show. What did you do? A regular show? Maybe one day I'll start doing that, giving classes on how to become a referee. But most important thing is, I was talking today, I was on Sirius XM Radio with Randy Gordon and Jerry Cooney a few minutes ago, and we were talking about the duties of a referee. What is it a referee looks for? What does a referee stop a fight? You know, how do you become a referee or become a judge? So maybe we'll start doing something with that
That's
on
interesting.
YouTube in the very near future. Because it's educational.
Of course.
We got to bring boxing back. Boxing has dropped a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think of Jake Paul doing all the boxing?
Jake Paul with Mike Tyson. I don't know. I refereed Mike Tyson 8 times.
Sure.
And I refereed his last fight, professional fight, when he fought Kevin McBride, and that fight took place in Washington D.C.
Okay.
And I remember I had to stop the fight. That's the only time that I didn't raise Mike Tyson's hand up in the air.
Yeah.
The other 7 times I raised his hand up. This time I had to raise Kevin McBride's hand, a big tall Irish fighter, Kevin McBride. And Mike Tyson was more exhausted than hurt.
Okay, yeah,
and he wasn't really getting hurt. But he had no legs. He just, after the 6th round, and he got pushed down. I said, no knockdown, the bell rung. And I said, come on, Mike, get up. It took him a little while to get up. He had no legs under him. He got up, and he walked over. I walked into his corner, and I looked at his trainer, former world champion, Jeff Fennick, was his trainer.
Sure.
And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and Mike was kind of like didn't know what's going to happen. I just said, that's it. That's it. Stop it.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's it, yeah.
And then Mike Tyson said, if I can't beat this guy, I'm retiring. So he retired that night.
That's it. Well, hey, he had a good run. He's still a legend. You know?
Yeah,
George Foreman, all those guys.
Yeah,
you know?
well, George Foreman, I'll tell you. George Foreman.
Still has a grill at home. That was the best marketing thing ever. That George Foreman grill, man. That's why I made more money off that than boxing.
Well, I think he did. I think he sold it for a couple of $100 million.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
When he sold it, and I refereed a fight when he became heavyweight champion at the age of 45 when he knocked out Michael Moore.
Really?
He knocked him out. Mike, I was talking about that today on the radio with Jerry Cooney and Randy Gordon, talking about that fight with Foreman knocked out Michael Moore. Foreman was losing every round. The first 9 rounds he was losing. He wasn't getting hurt bad, but he was losing.
Sure.
And then I kept calling the doctor in between rounds. I checked just to play safe, because he was 45 years of age. Then in the 10th round, Moore walked in. He walked into one of Foreman's right hand punches.
Yeah.
He went on his back. When I started counting 5, 6, 7, I said, this sucker ain't getting up. 8, 9, 10, that was it. And I looked over, George Foreman dropped on his knees and looked up in the sky like, thank you, God. I did it. Age of the oldest heavyweight in the history of boxing, you know?
Sure, right? Isn't that wild?
That was an experience.
What was your most favorite fight to ever referee?
Well, you know, I was come up with Roberto Duran. I ran Barkley for the middleweight championship. After Duran won the welterweight, the junior welterweight, the middleweight. I mean, the middleweight championship when he fought, I ran Barkley in Atlantic City. And but that day there were 3 feet of snow in New York, in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And but the place was packed. I said, how did people get here with all the snow?
Sure.
They were there, big fight. And I ran Barkley, was a middleweight champion of the world. I mean, I ran Barkley, had just knocked out Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
And who knocked out Tommy Hearns? Nobody. He did it. And then Tommy Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran. And, you know, so then now Duran fighting Barkley. Everybody say, well, if he knocked out Duran,
sure.
If he knocked out Tommy Hearns, you know he's going to knock out Duran.
Sure.
And it didn't happen that way. That night, Duran became the middleweight champion of the world at a 160-pounder with a split decision over Iran. That's one of my favorite. Every round got better and better.
And that was in Atlantic City?
Atlantic City.
Where was that, the Taj Mahal?
It was at the convention center in Atlantic City.
Right.
But Taj Mahal was one of the hotels that...
Of course, yeah. Used to host some fights, didn't it?
Yeah, Donald Trump hosted
back in the day, yeah.
Back a lot of fights, yeah. I referee a lot of fights, and when Donald Trump used to come up to me and say, Joe, what do you think is winning today? Well, the win today, I said, don't ask me no question, please. I'm the referee. You know, I don't know.
Of course.
You know, I gotta talk like a president.
I know, right? Exactly.
He wasn't even thinking about running for president back in those days.
I know. Wild, isn't it?
Yeah, I know him when he was in his early 30s when I first met him.
Just a kid, I know, right?
Yeah, back in the last
What a ride.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, what a ride.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I worked at his hotel a lot of times in Atlantic City.
Help pay
Yeah,
the
I love
mortgage a little bit,
performing
right?
there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so tell us a little bit more about the. We're going to go into another brief commercial, and we're going to come back and talk to Murry about all this magic stuff before we wrap it up. Go to a little break. We'll be right
Are you
back.
interested in solar energy but concerned that it won't work for you? Your roof needs repairs. You might want to move. Your electricity bill isn't that high, or you're just not sure if you would qualify for incentives. Integrity Solar America is a veteran-owned business and your trusted source for solar. We'll educate you on solar with straight answers about the 30% federal tax credit and installation costs. Visit integritysolaramerica.com or call us at 1-800-998-1569.
Okay, welcome back to the Joe Cortez Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Again, we're here with our special guest, Murry Sawchuk, and our beautiful co-host, Shel Steve, who's just amazing. Shel, you've been a performer for so many years. You guys are performing where?
Oh, let's see. This Saturday, that's tomorrow, we're going to be at Lola's in Summerlin. It's on Town Center Drive and Summerlin Parkway. Lola's from New Orleans. Her fabulous cuisine is like jambalaya, shrimp creole, all the good stuff that you would get if you were in New Orleans. We'll be there tomorrow from 6 to 10.
Very good, very good. Okay, Murry, again, going back to you, I mean, you're an amazing individual because, I mean, I look up to you and I respect you for what you've been doing. You've been entertaining so many individuals from around the world, and I mean, people look up to you like, man, I want to be like him one day.
Yeah.
So are you giving any classes, anything happening with that?
I talk to a lot of people on how to do things, or like yourself, I'm sure, how to get into the business or stay in the business, you know. You have your good, bad, and different days, you know. Like I said, like everyone else, you know, you have to get into anything if you love doing it, which maybe is the same as boxing or refereeing and singing. You have to do it because, first of all, you love it. Not because you're going to become a millionaire or rich or famous. You want to do it because you really love it. That way, when you do have those hard times or those days where you kind of go, man, am I going to still do this? Can I still pay the mortgage? You still love it, because if you don't like it and you're only doing it for the money, then you're really in trouble, because you will not get up and go do it just to do it, because that might be the next gig.
But
You
that,
know,
that,
so
that's like,
you know.
like yourself. You're an individual, you kind of look a little different.
I look a little weird.
And
I'm just saying, you can say it.
I thought maybe you could compete with Don King, you know what I
I
mean?
know, I love Don King. When I was younger, when I did my hair like this, people was like, "Oh my God, you're like the white Don King." I'm like, "I'll take it." He was a very successful man, Don.
I remember when
Very
Don King,
successful Don.
I used to be in the ring refereeing the big fight, and Don King was a promoter. He always come in there with that head sticking up in the air, and I would look at him, he'd look at me, and I kind of walk away because I couldn't fraternize with these promoters because
Of course, 'cause
I'm a referee, I got to be neutral, I got to stay away. But I used to look at that hair, I said, man, that man got a lot of hair. Maybe when he cut some more, if he could get some to me, you know.
Exactly, share a little. Share a little. I know. But he was an electric man, though, wasn't he? Did he pass away recently, or is he still around?
No, and he's still around.
Good. Is he still doing it, or he's still?
He's still promoting some fights out
Really?
of Florida.
That's amazing.
He's amazing. He's still around. I saw
He's
his
such a
son.
legend.
I saw his son a couple of months ago in June. I saw his son at the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, and
Yeah.
he says the guy's still doing okay. He's still kicking, you know.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He always had that look. You remind me, of, not obviously towards the end, but Phil Spector, you know, the big music producer. Not so much towards the end of it, but when Phil was going to court, he had all those weird hairstyles just because. And I was like, oh my God, he's pulling the Don King as well, you know?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, he was a man that had a second chance in life because he got kind of a murder rap for something that happened when he was younger.
Oh, wow.
And before he became a promoter, and he got locked up in jail. Then he came out. He got a second chance. He came back as a promoter.
I did not know that. That's wild.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Something with I think he was a bookie or something involved.
Yeah, sure.
And something happened anyway. And you got to give the man a lot of credit because he did a lot for boxing.
Yeah.
He was one of the best promoters out there at his prime when he was doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave Muhammad Ali some good shots.
Amazing.
And built up Muhammad Ali, and he had so many great fighters.
Yeah.
I remember sometimes when I went one time to Mexico City to referee a fight, it was Julio Cesar Chavez against Greg Haugen. and he put 6 championship fights on the same card. I mean, big name fighters, you know. And I remember I was there with the largest crowd, up to this day, the largest crowd boxing in history, with 136,000 fans.
Wow.
Stadium Azteca.
No
And I was
way.
the referee for that fight. So I said, you know, this guy really, the second chance in life. And it goes to tell you, you people out there, no matter what happens in life, if you make a mistake, we all make a mistake, you know, you got a second chance, take advantage of it, and keep going forward and pay it forward the way we do here. Anyway, so
Always.
tell me, Murray,
Yeah.
your show.
Yep.
It's a YouTube show. I got to watch that. That's a YouTube show.
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic and comedy and pranks, and you know, we started this in around 2015, and we started doing pranks on parking attendants, cops, and doing cool things for the homeless, things that would not necessarily in everyone's vein, but it's to get attention, you know. So I take a normal cheesy kind of magic trick, and then say, for example, as you know, I'd be drinking in public. This is one of our most famous clips, and it was downtown Las Vegas near Fremont, and I was drinking a bottle of champagne on the streets, and a cop came by and said, "Hey man, you're not supposed to be drinking in public." I'm like, "It's Vegas. Come on now, we can drink anywhere." We have laws in Vegas, you can't really. I said, "What?" Of course, I'm playing into it all, and I'm not really drinking, but it looks like I am. And so I put this big bottle in a brown paper bag. I'm like, "Now you can't see it." It's like, "I still can see it. I know what you did." And I said, "No, it's not even here." And I crushed the bag, so there's nothing in it. I said, "Sir, there's nothing in it." I put it in a planner. I said, "I don't have any." "What'd you do with it?" And so I said, "I got nothing." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "I'm not drinking." And then I grabbed the bag and walked away. And as I walked away, I opened the bag up again and pulled out the bottle and took a little more swig. And so that clip's done probably over 20 million views.
Yeah.
And it's been online for years. But that's the kind of stuff we did just to have some fun with it. You know, it's just putting magic. I think when you do something, and nowadays when there's so much social media, YouTube and TikTok and all that, you really do have to figure out a cool hook or something unique to get people's attention now, because there's so many things to distract you, you know, and people's attention spans now aren't like they used to be, you know. It's like this. Everyone, you know, we're all like children now, you know.
Well, I got an idea, you know. I love boxing, and I can see you becoming one of my prospects.
See, there you go.
Yeah, and make him be in there. I mean, he'll be in there. I get you to go in there and throw some jabs in the right hand.
See.
When the guy comes at you,
Boom.
You're gone. You're
That's
not.
right, exactly.
You can't see you where you at. And you be on this side. We're gonna create something new with boxing. We're gonna bring boxing back with the magic, man. Make it something better like you never seen before.
I remember we did, speaking of boxing, we did a funny scene. I was on the show Glow on Netflix, which is Glamour Ladies of Wrestling, which they actually had the live one here at the Riviera years ago. This is in the 80s, and it was a TV show on Netflix. Did quite well, and I was a magician brought on the show. And there was one moment in a scene I was trying to impress one of the wrestlers with magic, one of the girls, and there was a girl in the boxing ring, wrestling ring, not boxing, it looked like boxing ring, and she was wrestling, but she had to act like she made her opponent disappear, and so the whole scene was her wrestling an invisible person, and she was great because she was throwing herself back, catching up, getting herself. It was all her by herself. It was a very, very funny scene, and it actually made it into the episode. So it's back on Glow, yeah. So it's
Well, you know, some of these fighters are making this comeback in boxing that shouldn't be fighting anymore. Maybe that's what they should do. Have a Mike Tyson fighting by himself. You can shadow box, man. You box with somebody, put a shadow in front of you. Be shadow boxing, moving around.
Exactly. Why not? Maybe it's the next thing.
That's right, because you know people are making money all kinds of ways with social media these days.
Yep.
The Magic Man going to be the next promoter out there.
Yeah.
You're going to make the boxing back where it was back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah.
The glamour years.
I know, right? When it was amazing. My grandparents loved watching boxing with Muhammad Ali and all that back in the 70s. And my grandmother just loved it. They thought it was the greatest thing, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Shelly, now with your music now, you've been performing with your husband how many years now?
Oh my goodness, I can't even count. It was like back in the 80s, you know, like
sure.
it's, you know, and every day seems like the first day when we learn new songs, you know, or when I'm feeling down for some reason, any reason, I get on the stage, everything goes away, you're just in your element, you know. And one thing we have to do before we go is give a shout out to the man that brought us together. His name is Mr. Colin Kerr.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's from Scotland, right?
Yeah.
And he was the cruise director back in the day when Murray and I first met, and it was on Superstar Gemini.
That's right, way back.
Well, Colin has moved up, and he's now senior vice president of operations.
No way. Is he really?
Yes,
Still in Malaysia?
No, he's in Hong Kong.
He is, okay.
Yeah, and he's
All right.
flying back and forth to all these different ports. They're acquiring new ports coming up, you know, Saudi Arabia and all
That's
these
great.
places
We gotta
like
tell him
that.
hello,
And
yeah.
We got to tell them, if you're still watching the show out there, watch this guy, you can get them back on track. There's a great talent. They perform better than before, because now they got a lot more experience. They can bring a lot more to the table. unbelievable.
Yep, exactly right.
But anyway, so before we wrap it up, again, if they want to watch you, or they want to see your shows,
Sure.
or they want to go on the YouTube channel,
Yep.
how can they see this again? Give us a
Sure. Easiest way is go to my website, which is murraymagic.com, which is MURRAY magic.com. It has all my videos, all my tour dates, swag, more stuff than you ever want to see on anything, and come see one of my shows. So I'm not going too far.
Well, I tell you, it's an honor to have you on the show here today. I mean, not every day you get a magic man to come out here and show you and talk to you about how he started and what he's been done in the past and what he's doing today. And I think if you guys get an opportunity, come out to Las Vegas and check him out here. You perform where again?
Well, this weekend we're at Wise Guys Comedy, and then we also have my Murray's Misfits show, which is my variety show, and it's 21 and over there because it's a club, and that is Saturday and Sundays at 7 o'clock here in Vegas.
My fans out there, again, undisputed champion,
Yes.
the Magic Man, Joe Cortez, and Shel Steve. Take care. See you next week.